Today we'll explore a topic that affects more lives than we may realize: trauma. Now, don't let that heavy word scare you away. We're here to navigate it together, armed with compassion and understanding. Our next guest is here to dispel some myths surrounding trauma and uncover pathways to healing. Let's welcome psychotherapist, licensed clinical social worker, and the author of The Reset, A High Achiever's Guide to Freedom and Fulfillment. We have Dr. Toni Warner. Dr. Warner, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, and this is an important topic to talk about. So I wanted to start off by asking, can you help us comprehend just how common trauma, this silent struggle, is?
Oh, it is an important topic, and it is something that we do have a hard time talking about. We did not I, but the World Mental Health Consortium did a research study, and they included tons of countries. And what they showed was that over 70% of folks experienced at least one episode of trauma in their life. And when you dig a little bit deeper, they actually show, you can go online, look this up yourself and see it on pubmed.com. You can see that they show countries of map, and the US is actually higher than that. Our rates are over 82% of folks that have experienced or been exposed to at least one traumatic event in their life. And so there is a prevalence of trauma there that is hard to talk about, but it's one that we need to talk about because it's affecting us.
Yeah, and the fact that it's affecting so many people, and you mentioned not too many people are talking about it. So what steps can we take to foster healing and understanding for those facing trauma, both within ourselves and our community?
I think a good place to start is to understand that trauma is not just the physical aspect of things that we often associate. So it's not just those that were in a car accident or went to war or who experienced a horrific abuse in their marriage or in childhood. All of those do constitute as trauma, but they're not the only ones. There's also relational trauma. There's systemic trauma. This is Minority Mental Health Month that we're in right now. And so it's good to highlight that there's systemic trauma for folks that are in minority groups, and those rates are actually higher. And so being aware that there's more ways for us to expand our understanding of trauma is a really good place to start.
And when we feel a loved one is affected by trauma, is there an etiquette or best practice for suggesting they get help or assisting them with finding support?
Isn't that a hard question? Because that's so situational, it's so individual. What might be supportive to you, Desiree, is probably going to be a little bit different than it is for me.
Mhm.
And even what might have been a traumatic experience for you might have been different for me, because trauma is a subjective experience. And so people are going to not find that there's a cookie cutter answer to all of these questions. But what we can do is begin to explore ourselves. Self exploration. Notice in your relationships if there's any semblance of challenge with trauma in your life, some extreme reactions that you might struggle with, or how you react when someone else might be having an extreme reaction in their life or in their relationships. So, beginning with yourself is the best place, I believe, for us to start some healing and supporting of others that are experiencing trauma. That opens up our opportunity to ask them questions about what they might need.
Yeah, and in regards to trauma, you address this in your book. So can you give us a few takeaways that our viewers can expect from your book?
Absolutely. I mean, the book is a resource. By no means is it trauma treatment, but it is a really great opportunity for you to begin to explore yourself, to begin to notice the areas where there might be some trauma that has been unprocessed in your brain and your body throughout your nervous system. And there's prompts in there that are going to help you really get in a personalized way within yourself
Hmm.
so that you can explore areas that sometimes are taboo or challenging to explore. As you do that, that might bring you to a place where you decide to work with a therapist or other professional in the mental health field. And it might not, but only you can answer those questions for yourself.
Yeah.
This acts as a really good guide to get you started.
Yeah, a good way to open up and start learning about yourself and hopefully eventually talking about it as well and getting those resources that are needed. Dr. Warner, thank you so much for joining us today. You can find out about Dr. Toni Warner's work by going to drtonywarner.com.